Hello there friends, oh what a day it was yesterday, I'm still in shock. I wanted to release this video a day ago, but I'm glad I didn't. I've gathered everything that happened during the evening, night and morning, and I can tell you that there was never anything like this in the pro scene before. Simple left Navi, Shiro left CLOUD9, Cadian, Stavn and Yabi are in the middle of a huge drama in Heroic, and the Legendary 5 together with BoombI4 and Simple is trying to make a comeback, which is mind-blowing. Oh my god, I can't wait to tell you all of this. Without further ado, let's get straight to it. We shall start with the less interesting news and gradually work our way to the peak. First of all, there have been changes in NAP. Once again, all the insiders were right, and now S-Stack has returned to the team. He replaced Hampus. It's basically a merry-go-round of players in the roster. First one left, then came back, and now another one, and what's amusing is that according to Wikipedia, S-Stack will be the captain. So why AlexCB was kicked again? Oh, wait, now I see. Overall, it seems to be a lot of fun playing in Ninjas in Pyjamas. NIP's roster director mentioned that they were looking for a suitable player in terms of roles and didn't want to spend much money. Bruh, I have no idea what's happening there. And obviously the same question goes for Heroic. I'm sure you've heard about their story with Cadian, which no one understood really. Even the pro players were in shock. It appears that the team itself was shocked. They've also recently signed Dupree, which is pleasant news for the fans. I like this player, he's a good shooter, and he's always said he wants to play at the domestic major, so it should be easier to achieve this with Heroic. But for now, they've only signed him until the end of 2023, and we'll see how it goes from there, but I think they'll keep him. He is a great and experienced player. However, it's not the most interesting part. The day before yesterday, they played the first match with the new lineup and even beat Aurora, which is a solid tier 2 team. Just take a look at their roster. Krisen, Syra... Who are these players anyways? Dupree, where have they ended up? Now let's delve into it step by step. Heroic, after parting ways with Cadian, also removed Stavn and Yabi, two of their main stars. They were benched. In the official statement, it reads as follows. Stavn and Yabi initiated Cadian's removal after EPL. The organization chose two young players, and an agreement was reached with Stavn and Yabi that they would extend their contracts. As a result, Cadian was removed, but the players refused to extend their contracts under the pretext that they were moving to Astralis in 10 months. When their current contracts expire, the players were benched, but Heroic intends to bring them back. Wait, what? This is a total shocker. In other words, the young players asked to remove Cadian, claiming he demanded too much. Heroic believed them, and now they've backstabbed everyone. They also want to go to Astralis, which is Heroic's fiercest rival. In case you didn't know, Heroic and Astralis are like Real Madrid and Barcelona in the world of CS. They constantly poach each other's best personnel. Remember the scandal with Hunden, who even leaked tactics to move to Astralis? Later, they took Heroic's roster director. In short, it's a cosmic battle. I can't imagine the faces of Heroic's management when they heard that their two main stars for whom they removed Cadian are moving to Astralis. It's like if Neymar and Suarez convinced Barcelona to sell Messi and then themselves later moved to Real Madrid. Basically, these two players completely dismantled the entire team. I think Astralis might have thrown a couple of million into Stavn and Yabi's accounts and asked them to simply destroy their main rival in Denmark. Why compete when you can win in such a way? Now Heroic is stuck with playing with Syra and Krisen. By the way, these guys are from the Mouse Academy. So basically Heroic was so unprepared that they had to urgently find new players for their Rubet Cup. According to Harumi, they'll likely bring Nikodos and one more player on board. That's how harshly Stavn and Yabi screwed everyone over. So what will happen to them? As stated in the announcement, they've been benched for now, and Heroic will try to convince them to stay. There are three options. First, after 10 months, they can leave for free, but for now they have to sit on the bench all this time. The second option is that Astralis buys them out at their full transfer fee, and honestly, I have a feeling that Heroic will set a very high price for them. The third option is to stay in the team and keep playing, but the question arises, why would you want such unreliable players who will jump ship at the first favorable opportunity? Right now it feels like no one has answers to these questions. The players themselves apparently don't even understand what's happening. Yo, bros, wake up. This is how careers are destroyed. There have been many talented players with incredible potential, but difficult personalities, and in the end, everyone gave up on them. Now, here's what Stavn himself writes. Gotta love the world we live in. What is the saying? Truth always prevails. And Yabi thanked Cadian for everything and wished him good luck just a month ago. And well, that looks kinda bad right now. Overall, in the end, what do we have? Overdrive wrote about it. Stavn and Yabi kicked Cadian. They terminated their contracts with Heroic and signed with Astralis in advance. In response, Heroic will keep the players inactive for these 10 months or ask for a huge amount for their buyout. So basically the guys have found themselves locked in their golden cage. What's even more amusing is that it's unclear what will happen next. According to other insiders, if Heroic manages to negotiate and keep them in the team, they will have to buy out their contracts from Astralis, which they've already signed. Well, that's just crazy. You're buying your own players from another team. Why? Why don't they have this point in a contract that prohibits negotiating with other orgs while their contracts are still valid? But you know what? Wait, there's a lot more entertaining part coming in. So basically Astralis has effectively disintegrated their competitor. Heroic now lack a top captain and they've almost certainly lost 2 best stars in their team. I wouldn't be surprised if in the end Astralis simply ditches Stavn and Yabi themselves by refusing to buy them out of Heroic. After all, they probably didn't even need Stavn and Yabi. I think their goal was to destroy Heroic and that's all. Moreover, many pro players have turned away from Yabi and Stavn. For example, here's what Samda Young said. You do shit behind someone's back, karma catch you fast, kids. And Thorin, as always, is the very truth itself. This entire affair is a freaking train wreck and it looks like only Cadian is likely to benefit in the short term from the move. Also worth noting, Astralis once again seems to be magically fucking Heroic up from the inside with sleeper agents. Well, we'll have to wait for the continuation of the story. It's quite possible that they will try to convince Cadian to return, but I think he has his pride and he'll think a million times before making such a decision. Anyways, as we can see, Heroic lost in any case due to this situation. That's what happens when you make the wrong choice. But all of this, as you understand, is just the tip of the iceberg. The real shocker is yet to come. As you know, there have been a lot of rumors lately about Simple. Is he leaving Navi or not? We already discussed the likelihood of Navi selling him while he's still worth a lot of money before. And it also seems that Falcons have their eye on him, even though Simple himself is just joking about it.
Надеюсь, я не обидел этого старого пердуна. Кстати, офф-топ насчет Falcons.
But as always, the insiders were right. Natas Vincere and Simple are parting ways officially. HLTV were the first to report it, and since there were no more doubts. The news basically came out of the blue last night. Navi is looking for a replacement for Simple and is already in talks with Wonderful from Sprout. Excuse me, what? No announcements, no news about Simple leaving, and yet they already have a replacement for him. According to HLTV, Simple still has 2 years left on his contract with Navi and he doesn't seem to be looking for a new team. He's just taking a break, possibly because he didn't quite like CS2. He's waiting for it to be polished and in the meantime he's sorting out all his paperwork, whatever that means. And you know, we all thought it's just HLTV, it's not official, right? What does it really mean? But then Navi dropped a bomb, I mean an official statement. It's true, Simple is leaving the main roster of the team. With this, an era has come to an end. After over 7 consecutive years winning tournaments of various scales with Navi, from majors to online tournaments, witnessing all the global restructuring and problems, being captained under Zeus, BoombI4, Electronic and Alexi B, becoming the world's best player 3 times, now it's time for a new challenge. And judging by the way the announcement is written, it seems like this is indeed at the end of an era. Yes, he's officially moving to the inactive roster, but it's like the end of the story. Here's what Simple himself wrote. So what's next? Time to take a break as I wanted, but that's only half of the story. Need to fix documents and take care of other people in my life. About switching to other org, never thought about it, but it would be interesting to see offers. Maybe on rifle since OP is a bit not impactful in the new game. While nothing decided yet, I hope you're still gonna cheer for boys in upcoming tournaments. While on break, I'll also be working on my own CS2 related project. Too soon to announce, but keep in touch. So, well, as you can see, Simple himself doesn't seem to be planning on returning to Navi. At least that's what the signs are pointing to. It's a bit of a strange feeling. Navi and Simple, they're like one and the same. They're like mutual associations. After so many years, it's impossible to imagine them apart. We will get back to this, but meanwhile, with all the news about Simple, another one came out, almost at the same time, and a banger indeed. Shiro is leaving CLOUD9. My jaw just dropped. It's not planning to return. What's happening, people? Why are the world's top 2 snipers leaving their teams within an hour? Now all that's left is for Zyvu just to announce that he's leaving Vitality, and it's a complete fairy tale for all of us. This is something that nobody really expected, and there were no rumors about Shiro leaving. But here's what Shiro himself wrote. Today marks the end of my path with CLOUD9 CSGO team. As a player, it feels like the conclusion of an entire chapter for me. I've decided to part ways with the team, and it has been one of the most difficult decisions in my career. I won't go into the specifics of what, why, and how for now. I thought about it for a long time, weighed all the pros and cons, and I can't say for certain how this decision will play out in the future. Electronic, Perfecto, Exile, Hobbit, I was genuinely happy to play with you guys in this team, and it's truly regrettable that we couldn't achieve the goals we set out to accomplish. A big thank you to Denise. Thanks to him, I started to understand the game in a completely different way, and even in the third time we played together, I feel like I was able to learn something new. I'm also grateful to our coach Groove, our manager Sweetie Pots, and of course our analyst Finn. How could this happen? Who could have imagined that it would all end this way? CLOUD9 spent 2 million to assemble the dream team, and now Shiro is just leaving. Was there some kind of a conflict inside or what? It's just not clear at all. But of course this opens up a whole Pandora's box. Simple and Shiro have left their teams, which means that something incredibly powerful is ahead of us. And there have been a lot of rumors starting yesterday. First of all, let's get back to Navi. Clearly, there's one obvious option. It's Wonderful. And no, I mean the player Wonderful. He's Ukrainian, has performed really well in Sprout, and looked great in Spirit. Of course, he's nowhere near Simple's level, but he's only 18 years old. His whole career is just ahead of him. Next, there's information from Karumi that Navi almost finalized the deal with Yekinder. He replaced Ime. However, Dust2 quickly provided an update that Yekinder declined the offer. He's untouchable in Liquid, and they're building a new lineup around him. They already have gaps in the team, and they even tried to buy SH1RO, but it didn't work out. Now they're negotiating with Cadian and Twists. If they lose Yekinder as well, it's pretty much all over for their CS team. Although based on the current roster shuffles, they can boldly change the entire roster and build a new one. You know, Shiro is available, Simple is too, and there will be more players likely to become free agents. But regarding Navi, that's about it. There are rumors about Wonderful and the pursuit of Yekinder. At the very least, we can say that Nados Vinsuri is planning at least 2 replacements. And well, Overdrive added some fuel to the fire.
Видите, как бывает. Поссорился с Овердрайвом, улетел нахуй из команды.
In case you missed it, a major scandal unfolded recently between Simple and Overdrive, with both of them sending each other harsh words and exchanging insults. We pretty much discussed all of it in the previous video, so if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go and watch. Basically, it's just an insider and a pro player poking sticks at each other for some time. It comes, it goes, you know? And I have a better idea. Let's discuss what's happening in CLOUD9. First of all, it's unclear what will happen with Shiro. According to Jonas, he will either go to BB with Nefani or to VP, and Jane will switch to the rifler role. Few people took this seriously, but Nefani had a strong reaction, telling Jonas to go away and posting a clown emoji. So I guess that says that Shiro won't be heading to BB. Anyway, in reality, it's completely uncertain where he will go. We all know about his English language, and European rosters are now out of question. Basically, his options are limited to VP, BB, or maybe making a move with OneWin alongside Deco. In short, Shiro doesn't have many choices. Perhaps he'll take a 6-month break, work on his English, and then make a comeback. So we'll just watch how it develops. Now let's discuss the nightmare house that is labeled CLOUD9. It's an excellent source for speculation for many insiders. First, there were rumors about Dexter joining in, but it was quickly denied. Then, Harumi provided info that CLOUD9 tried to sign Monesi from G2, but he declined the offer. Finally, it seems we've come full circle to that particular lineup that everyone was talking about.
BoombI4 завтра точно играет за CLOUD9.
But then Harumi decided to spill some more tea. We can witness the golden Navi Quadro back. They will only lack Bit. CLOUD9 could possibly buy out Simple, take BoombI4 and build the greatest roster of all time. Instead of Bit, they will have Exile. You know, at first I was just... It was incredible to believe in it, but after what happened last night, I think that nothing is really impossible in the CS2 esports scene. In addition, a former Navi analyst shared an insight that Simple wanted to leave back in 2022, but something stopped him. Now, apparently, nothing does. In general, rumors are generating almost every second. Essentially, there are currently 3 active discussions about Simple's future. The first is that he will simply take a break and return to Navi later, which I personally almost don't believe. The second option is that he will move to CLOUD9, which in my opinion is the most likely outcome to happen. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. And the third option is Falcons or Liquid. Both teams are ready to build new rosters and want to spill millions of dollars to do it. So anything is basically possible. The pro scene will never be the same. CS2, what have you done to us? As a parting note, I'll leave a couple of more news items. According to Loba, this is far from all. 4 more tier 1 players will take a break or leave CS2, and these are significant personalities. According to KRL, who was the first to talk about Zonic and Flames, Twists will not be joining Vitality. Negotiations were ongoing, but it didn't work out. Magisk will definitely join Falcons. Vitality wanted to bring in Frozen to replace him, but he had some long-standing issues with Flames, so they decided not to bring Chaos in the team. Then, according to Bubsky, either Rain or Floppy will join Vitality, filling the slot left by Magisk. Also, according to HLTV's admin, Frozen is likely to end up at FaZe, but honestly, it's still unclear whether FaZe Clan has a future at all. The merger with Complexity doesn't seem entirely unrealistic. I think we will cover all of this in the next video, and you know, I think the content will be coming out more frequently with such news. Things are changing very rapidly, and we need to keep you updated. Right now, we're looking at CLOUD9, who are supposed to play at Thunderpick. They have already officially announced that BoombI4 will join the squad, for now as a stand-in. Guys, I know I might have missed or not included something in this video, but let me take a breath and wait for the next video where we will discuss everything else. And not to miss it and stay updated with the all CS2 drama that is happening right now, follow my channel and press that like button if you like the video. The pro scene is turning upside down. Together, let's try to catch everything up. I'm not saying goodbye for a long time. See you soon.